happening? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Guess what? We are deep into Techtober, and you know that it is Apple season. So I hope you guys get a chance to check out my iPhone 12 Pro review if you haven't already, but there's always something new cooking with the fruit company and new features the new iPhone 12 models might have that Apple hasn't talked about. Plus, we've got new details on the new iMac coming up and AirPods as well. All right, let's take a moment, and big thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. I got it right here because do you like games? Yes. Do you like RPGs? I do. And do you like being a badass? Yeah, you do. Well, if you liked all three of those things, or you just spaced out and just started paying attention to me again because you saw me holding this game, then you're gonna love Raid Shadow Legends. I've been playing Raid over the past week, and you won't just be playing by yourself, but with the largest community in mobile gaming. It's easy to jump in, just download the game for free like 25 million other people have, with over 1 million people playing every day. Now, community is at the center of this experience. You hit this tab, you can check out Raid's Discord with over 100,000 players on over 60 different channels in different languages. This game, though, it just looks amazing. It instantly caught my eye, and the visuals, they're colorful, they're detailed, and just beautifully made. And honestly, I was first worried that it might be a slow-paced RPG, but the game is fast with easy tutorials and just makes sense of this epic world they've created. So you pick a champion, you learn how to use that champion's skills, and then figure out the best way to use artifacts and accessories. Raid, it took me by surprise, but I'm absolutely loving it while playing with my nieces and nephews. We just like group together. I'm all about the upgrades and leveling up too. And if I collect a rare item, I'm gonna upgrade it, and then I'm gonna swap it out so I can be beefier. Now, Raid's always releasing new updates, and their biggest update ever is in development right now. It's called the Doom Tower. It's 120 floors of super hard levels and even harder bosses like the Frost Spider, or the Magma Dragon, or the Tomb Crab. They all look scary to me. Now, you'll need to build special teams and strategies to beat them, and I can't wait to dive in and start. So go now and download Raid Shadow Legends and just lose yourself in this kick-ass RPG. Don't wait. Go download Raid Shadow Legends and get the link in my description box. If you're a new player, you can get 100,000 silver and a free champion to start, because you want the big bad champion Acolyte with his spiky armor? Then use my link. Plus, you'll get new rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days, and that always keeps me coming back. All right, now let's start off with a new recently discovered FCC filing. The iPhone 12 models could have an inactive reverse wireless charging feature for accessories like AirPods. Now, in this filing, it states that in addition to being able to be charged by a WPT charger puck, WPT stands for wireless power transmission, and they are referring to the new MagSafe adapter as the puck. It adds that the 2020 iPhones support WPT charging to charge accessories. And currently, the only accessory that can be charged by iPhones is an external potential Apple accessory in the future. Now, that potential Apple accessory will be held in place by magnets, and it would be used for charging them on the go. Now, when you read that and hear that, it sure sounds like this could be AirPods that would be a prime candidate for this, or maybe even the rumored AirTags. But you know me, I'm definitely leaning towards AirPods, because two-way charging was a rumored feature since the iPhone 11. We know that Samsung has had this feature for a few years. I even remember reverse charging AirPods or even an iPhone on a Samsung Galaxy, but all indications make it sound like this is a possibility to unlock, but Apple might have also scrapped it because charging wasn't efficient enough this way. But let's say if Apple didn't announce this at the keynote, it probably isn't happening. Bummer. All right, back to the stories, and a feature that is active on the new iPhone, but Apple didn't talk about, is the iPhone 12 lineup's improved personal hotspot tethering over faster 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So now 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi can take advantage of less noise and less devices on that spectrum compared to the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum that most of your wireless devices are on. So bottom line, there's less interference. The signal tends to work better at shorter distances, and this new feature is enabled by default. So you've got it, but you can go to the settings, then personal hotspot, and under maximize compatibility, you can turn that on, and it will revert your iPhone hotspot to a 2.4 gigahertz one in case you're having connectivity issues. And I think they should have mentioned this even as a blurb. It's a really nice feature, but I could see how it would confuse people between talking so much about 5G from carriers versus 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. But I still think that we're just smart enough to handle it. I think, yeah. All right, you want another new feature? Well, if you haven't used the Measure app recently or ever, There's another use that takes advantage of the new LiDAR scanner. I've been asking for stuff like this. How is this going to be useful? Well, here's a fun way. It can instantly measure a person's height when it detects a person in the viewfinder, and it automatically measures from the ground to the top of their head or hat or hair. This is just a fun nugget for you all to play around with. Guess someone's height from the LiDAR sensor in the Measure app. This feature also works with the 2020 iPad Pro models with the LiDAR scanner as well. All right. We've talked a whole lot about MagSafe and its convenience. It's one of the new flagship features of the iPhone 12. And I've talked about how it doesn't charge as efficiently as a wired connection, and you don't need to even buy the accessories if you don't want to. But a new video from Zolotech has revealed that in order to get the full 15-watt speeds for charging over MagSafe, you're going to have to use Apple's 20-watt power adapter. The previous 18-watt power adapter gets you to 13, but not 15 watts. Even Apple's own 96-watt power adapter for their laptops will not do it and only hits 10 watts. Like, you have to use Apple 20-watt adapter that costs $19 to take advantage of this. Oh my, you know where we're going here. That's a bad Apple. Boo! And it's just another reason that I can add to my list of why they should have included the new 20-watt power adapter in the box. Even some of you still don't like hearing that, but I've been looking out for you the entire time I've been talking about it. Now, some third-party power adapters may work, but the key is that they have to be Power Delivery 3.0 compatible. And if we're talking about power adapters, Samsung, you know, they've always mocked Apple when they can. They tease them about the notch. They poke fun of them about getting rid of the headphone jack. And then Samsung got rid of the headphone jack. They recently put out a tweet making fun of Apple getting rid of the power adapter, but the latest report from Sam Mobile says the new Galaxy S21 may be removing their own power adapter and headphones from their box as well. Come on, Sung! You cannot do this after you just put out a tweet like that, but you probably will. All right, we know the rumors that Apple will be holding another keynote to announce their very first Apple Silicon-based Mac. I'm excited about it, and you should be too, for what this means for the future of Apple products and just how they're going to all be able to integrate with each other even more. Now, a recent report from My Healthy Apple, this is a health fitness tech website, found a new listing in the Bluetooth product database for an Apple product with a placeholder name B2002 and a model number that said TBD, or translation, to be determined. Or it could mean, tell Brian, duck! Ah! The product is filed under the personal computer category, which Apple has used previously for Mac and iPad listings in the database. There's no way to pinpoint exactly what it is, but maybe it's the iPad Air 4 from last month, or the Apple Silicon Mac that we'll potentially see in a month or so. Either way, Apple, they are up to something again with this new product. Now, if you've been holding out for a new iMac, a lot of you have been asking me if you should just get the latest refresh, but I think that maybe this will make you hold out a little longer. A new report from the China Times says the first Apple Silicon Mac using a new desktop class A14T chip will be coming to the first half of 2021. It's codenamed Mount Jade, and Apple's first custom desktop processor will be paired with its first self-developed GPU using TSMC's 5nm process. It also reiterates that Apple's first ARM-based Mac will be a MacBook powered by an A14X chip codenamed Tonga. That's me. It's in mass production and will launch by the end of 2020. We still don't know exactly which MacBook it will be, but the report says Apple will revive the 12-inch MacBook form factor in a new super lightweight design. Ooh, okay, so if it's even lighter than before, if this is true, I might have just wet myself. The report also says Apple is already working on a new A15 chip using the 5nm process to be featured in the next iPhone 13 and then modified as A15X and A15T for the next generation of Apple notebooks and desktops. Okay, if you're still waiting for the AirPods Studio, last we heard, John Prosser said we'd see them next year at an Apple event in March. Well, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman and Debbie Wu report on Apple's headphones and earbuds, including 2 new models of AirPods that are in the works, a 3rd generation entry-level AirPods, and the 2nd version of the AirPods Pro. The report says the new entry-level AirPods will evolve and take on a form factor similar to the current AirPods Pro, but with a shorter stem and replaceable ear tips. But it won't have the same higher-end features like noise canceling while trying to improve the battery life. Now, the next-gen AirPods Pro version 2 will aim to make them even more compact by eliminating the short stem, and they are testing a design with a more rounded shape that fills more of a user's ear. Similar to one of the best-looking earbuds to me, the Samsung Galaxy Buds. Oh, we've heard about Samsung a lot here. Now, the biggest challenge is including the same AirPods Pro features, antennas, and microphones into this smaller design. I've got to imagine that cannot be easy, and if it's not the case, hey, just keep the same design, Apple. But the report also says that Apple is potentially thinking of a new model of the HomePod that would be in between the original HomePod and the HomePod Mini. I just say, hey, cut the price of the higher end version because no one is buying it anyways right now, and you don't need another HomePod. I mean, they're still significantly behind in the smart home race, and the new HomePod Mini, this is absolutely going to help, but it still really remains to see how big of a dent that they can make. And then there's the update with AirPods Studio. Bloomberg reports that the headphones, they're still coming eventually, but they've faced multiple development challenges over the past 2 years, leading this to multiple delays and removing some of their functionality, including dropping that replaceable headband concept that was rumored. That's a bummer, but March 16th, this is going to be the target for them right now. Okay, that's a whole lot of stuff in there, but that's going to do it for this video. Just to kind of catch you up with all the latest Apple goodness. And if you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my videos when they drop. Plus, keep your eyes open because more reviews, they're coming. And if you want to go even deeper with Apple, check out my Apple Bits XL audio podcast where we cover the latest stories and bring on special guests. But that's it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care and be safe, and I'll see you next time. Peace and love.